Pinkies out, motherfuckers! Because on this episode of From What I Gather, we're keeping it classy with this rustic but elegant country-style pâté made using some mallard legs and some venison liver. It's a dish that's sure to delight your friends and disgust your enemies. So let's get started! The first thing I'm going to do is cut up and season my meats and get that into the freezer for about an hour so it firms up and makes it nice and easy for my grinder to cut through. So I've got here 1.5 pounds of pork shoulder, 1/2 pound of pork belly, this is 3/4 pound of mallard meat, and this is 3/4 pound of venison liver. For my spice blend, I got 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, a tablespoon of mustard seeds, a couple of star anise pods, about a heaping teaspoon of cloves, a tablespoon of white peppercorns, and about 2 teaspoons of allspice berries. I'm going to throw these whole seeds into my coffee grinder, grind them all up into a nice powder, run it through a sieve so I don't have a lot of chunks, and then mix it with the ginger, and that'll be my aromatic spice blend. You can get very creative on this. This is kind of a sweet and spicy blend, but it's all in your own personal taste how you want to season your pâté. Now your venison liver, it has a thin membrane on it, and you can just put your finger right under there from the cut side and pull it right off. Honestly, if you leave this on, I don't think you're even going to notice it, but it does come off pretty darn easily, so there's no reason really not to do it. I've got my aromatic spices all ground up, and they smell incredible. And I'm also going to put in a couple of tablespoons of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pink salt. Not the Himalayan pink salt, this is salt Cure Prague #1. And I'm going to mix that in with my salt. And we're just going to shake this down all over there. Seems like a lot of salt, but we're going to add more stuff to this here in a little bit. And I'm going to use my sweet spice. I made more than I need. I just want to make sure there's about a tablespoon. It's real fluffy. There's about another tablespoon. Let's go 3 tablespoons on that. And just kind of stir everything together loosely. Toss, and then this I'm going to put in the freezer, get firmed up, get my grinder out and ready to go. While my meat's chilling out in the fridge, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the little loaf pans that I'm going to be cooking these in. I've got a couple sizes, they're both real small. I got a 1/2 pounder and maybe a 1/4 pounder. I don't know. But first I'm going to brush these, dampen these a little with some cold water. It's going to help this plastic get down in there, because this is going to be how I pull these out in the end. So with the plastic overlapping a little, and with that moisture it sinks right in. Okay, so now make my nice decorative bacon layer. You want the thinnest cut bacon you can get for this. So it's not just a big hard chunk of bacon on the outside. Lay it down on the bottom. Next one, and just barely overlap it. I'm leaving a little bit over here that I'm going to fold over the top once we're done. Just want to barely overlap them so there's no gaps in the top side when we're done here. We want these to be beautiful and delicious. Okay. Nice side. Get a bunch of these ready and keep them in the refrigerator and bring them out again when we're ready to stuff them. Well, I think I've got the rest of the ingredients assembled here. We'll find out eventually, because this recipe does go deep. So I've got some crustless bread that I've cut into some cubes, 1/3 cup of heavy cream, and 2 eggs, about 5 cloves of garlic, a nice sized shallot, a good bunch of thyme. Got here about a cup of dried cherries, and then I have some port and some apple brandy. What I'm going to do now is make the binder, what's called a panade, which is just smushed up breadcrumbs. Cream, eggs, and breadcrumbs. Milk's great for this also. But I'm just gonna get that a little bit. Add it to there. I got about 2 cups of bread chunks. And just mash these in. This one is a little thick, so I'm going to add a tiny bit more cream. That looks good. It's kind of like maybe cornbread batter. No big lumps or anything. And that can just be set aside until we're ready to use it. It'll probably thicken up a bunch. My partially frozen meat, you can see it's kind of stiff on the outside. I've got about a little under a cup of coarsely chopped shallot and about 5 chopped cloves of garlic. I'm going to run these through with the coarse plate. I think that is, I don't know, shoot, 3/8 maybe. It's the bigger of the 2 plates that I have, because this is a really coarse pâté. Okay, we're ready to put the final touches on our pâté. Got our meat all ground up, looking good. We're going to add the panade. The more of this you put in, the more soft and tender your pâté is going to be. And now, the garnishes, I'm going to be using the dried cherries. Put it in there. And then I got a bunch of fresh thyme. Pick apart very well, but that's gonna be all right. And this is another spot with your garnisher. You can get loose. You know, this you'll oftentimes see pistachios in there. I've done that, and it's delicious. You can use whatever your favorite herbs are. Just get in there and play that jazz. Salt peanut, salt peanut. 1/4 cup of the port, and about the same amount of the brandy, that Applejack. And we're going to mix this together. I'm not going to go too hard on it, just to get it all incorporated. Now it's time to stuff our little molds. Fill these up to the top there, and try to avoid getting any big air bubbles down in there. There we go. Just come level with the top. And now bring in our bacon strips. Very nice. Don't need to worry about this plastic wrap. Fold it over if you like, or tuck it under. It's not going to matter when you see how we're going to cook these. So I'm going to get the rest of these ready to go, and then we're going to get them into the water. Now these guys are usually cooked in a water bath in the oven, but I've found that it works much better in a circulator. So I've got these guys all vac sealed up. I'm gonna drop them in my circulator here, and they're probably gonna take about 2 hours at 155 or until they hit 147 in the center. Ready? Ready? Okay, let's go. Alright, 2 hours in the bath. I'm looking for 147 at the core. I've got 154, which is going to be fine. So I'm going to pull these out. Then I'm going to stack them so they kind of press each other down tightly into the mold, and let those get completely chilled before I unwrap them and try them out tomorrow. The time has come to unmold this baby and see how we did. This plastic should, yep, so I can pop it right out. Ooh. Let's see what we have. Alright. And that looks... Well, let's get this plated up and try some. Get yourself some nice crusty bread, the tiniest pickles you can find, and the fanciest mustard you can get, and of course, a tasty quaff. And let's give this a shot. Ooh. Me, that's good. And what I really like about this is it uses some of the game bits that are often neglected. It just really bums me out when people just take the breasts off their birds and don't do anything with the legs, and deer liver is a thing to be cherished for sure. So I hope you give this a try sometime, and if you like it, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.